if people would like to know more or to hopefully sponsor us, just Google Oxford Orcas. That's what we've called ourselves. And if you Google it, it comes right at the top and you can find everything there.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
Something out of the ordinary is something that we're going to be hearing about very, very soon. Next guest on the show, Sarah Vaccari, Head of Communications for Oxford Hospital Charity. Sarah, good morning to you.
Good morning, Rich. Good morning.
So,
it is a bit out of the ordinary, I've got to be honest.
I mean, it's a little bit out of the ordinary, but maybe potentially for you. Just explain to everyone what you're doing and also who you're doing it for.
So I am a part of a team of 6, and we are poised, not a word I use very often, but poised to do a relay channel swim this week. So that's 6 of us in rote, so each swimming for an hour. When person number 6 is finished, then person number 1 goes again until we've crossed from Folkestone to near Calais. And I say poised because we're waiting for the right weather. It's all very strict. There's lots of rules and regulations, and you're kind of in a queue system almost. And at the moment, the weather's not playing particularly ball. We've had quite a lot of lightning and the winds have been high. So we're waiting for the phone call. Quite literally, I have my bag packed and we're waiting for the phone call to be told, right, okay, now you've got your slot.
Well, I mean, that in itself is actually a very interesting thing, because obviously, it's the dangers involved. I don't want to remind you about them.
Thanks, Rich.
It's all in any way, shape, or form. But obviously, this is why there are those regulations in place that it has to be perfect conditions. Because obviously, it can be nice, it can be gentle, it can be easy. But as soon as you're getting wind, storm, thunder, and lightning, and what have you, that adds to the element of risk that no one needs to take for such an event.
There are rules. So you're signed up with a pilot, a boat basically that navigates alongside you as you swim. And understandably, there are really strict rules. So you can go when it's reasonably choppy. Rain's not a problem. Lightning is. And if it's very choppy, it's just the currents then get so strong that it gets dangerous. So, and there's different. So we're a relay team, so they'll let us take a little bit more risk than if we were doing it as a solo, because they figure we're each of us swimming for an hour at a time and then getting out and having a rest. So literally, I've got very nerdy about it. I never thought I'd say this. Watching the Channel Swimming Association's live feeds and all this sort of thing. So there are some other swimmers who have to go before us, and as I say, we're in like a queue system and waiting for that. So you have a window when you could swim, and it's a week long. So the earliest we might have been called up to do it would have been Saturday, and the latest is Friday. So we're now on Tuesday, and it gets a bit nervy now because we just all want to get it done. Really, we've been training for about 6 months plus. So yes, you're at that point now where you just want to go and do it.
Is it? I mean, you said you're sort of waiting by the. Is it literally you're waiting by the phone and it's like, right now we got to go now. The weather's all right now. Yeah,
they should know a bit more in advance than that. I mean, we're in contact every day with the boat, and so we should hopefully have a little bit more notice. But yes, I literally do have a bag that's packed by the door. And if they, I mean, it wouldn't be, obviously we've got to get there and everything, but you often start at night because part of the swim is normally done in the dark. So we've had to train at sea in the dark as well to be comfortable with that. So quite often you start at night. So yeah, it is a bit like that. It's all quite new to me, though, Rich. It's a bit of an adventure.
I was going to say, how have you got kind of roped into this? Because I'm listening to this and I'm going night swimming. I'm going to swim in the channel. I'm scared for you, Sarah.
I haven't even mentioned the jellyfish yet.
Oh my days!
So there's this amazing group of staff who work. So I work for Oxford Hospital's charity. I mean, you and I know each other from a long time because Get Radio are fantastic supporters of our charity and help us every year when we do a big fun run at Blenheim Palace. So I've worked for the charity for a long time, and actually this is the first time we've had anyone doing an event like this. So that's quite fun. And there's this amazing team of staff who work in paediatric critical care. So that's where, if your baby, your child, your teenager is really, really, really poorly, that's where they will be cared for. So it's, you know, like adult intensive care. And I had a little bit of experience of it many years ago. My daughter had open heart surgery when she was a toddler. And so after you've had an operation like that, then you recover in intensive care. But through the charity, I've worked with so many families who've been through there. The majority with lovely, happy outcomes, but sometimes that's not the case, and that's always really stayed with me. And the team there, they work so hard. They're really phenomenal. And as a charity, we support them a lot. So the high end of tech is really important when you're, I don't know, just monitoring the tiniest amounts of breath that a baby receives, for example, through equipment. And so we fund quite a lot of equipment for this team. So they know us quite well and we know them quite well. And Michael, one of the consultants there, has done this before. He did it before for when he worked at Evelina Children's Hospital a few years ago. So he said, why don't we do it in Oxford? And started gathering people. And somehow or other, I got roped in was the right word, you used it. I did say no about 7 times because I just thought, well, surely they can find someone better than me. But eventually I went, oh, all right then. And so Andrew's there. Andrew is from the trust in an exec position. There's Michael from Paediatric Intensive Care, Rosie from Paediatric Intensive Care, and then we've got George and Hazel, who are friends of the organisation. So there's 6 of us in all.
Well, look, it's going to be amazing. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you that the weather sort of holds out and becomes sort of more sort of palatable to kind of take this swim on.
Yes.
As with all these things, it is about pushing yourself, and it is about doing something, and that sense of accomplishment and doing something out of your comfort zone to raise as much money as possible. That's the ultimate goal here. Is it a great and wonderful thing? So more power to you. If people are listening, I know you've raised a ton of money already. But if people are kind of listening and kind of want to donate and
yes,
maybe find out a little bit more about it as well, where can people go? Sarah?
Thanks, Rich. Yes, that's kind. We're trying to raise £30,000. We're on £25,000 already, so we're doing really, really well. A special thank you to 2 local companies, Brecon and Manoli Tiles, who have covered our costs so that everything we raise goes to the good stuff. Also Queenford Lakes in Berensfield, who've helped us with our training and been amazing. But if people would like to know more or to hopefully sponsor us, just Google Oxford Orcas. That's what we've called ourselves. And if you Google it, it comes right at the top and you can find everything there. But thank you, Rich, for the opportunity to talk about this channel swim. We really appreciate it.
No, honestly, an absolute pleasure catching up with you, and fingers crossed that it happens sooner rather than later. And I'll end by saying, watch out for the jellyfish. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Thanks, Rich. Bye-bye.
It's brilliant stuff. Sarah Vaccari there, Head of Communications at Oxford Hospital Charity, doing this relay channel swim, of course, for the Paediatric Critical Care Unit. Raised a phenomenal amount of money already. And just search for the Oxford Orcas, as you just heard, to find out more information about that. I kind of that anticipation, the waiting to kind of go. I don't know if I could handle that. That might almost be the worst bit about it. My days. Brilliant stuff.